Today we're going to do a walk from Hugglescote Crossroads. There's quite a few interesting things to see. So we'll start on, we're on Central Road at the moment. We'll come back here a bit later. But to start with, got the Hugglescote Community Centre, which was built in 1862. And then it was a national school and later became the infant school in 1883. The building's well used now and managed. St John's Community Centre. I think St John's owns the freehold, and so we're going along Grange Road now and see what is down here. Very busy crossroads, the Hugglescote Crossroads. It's sort of the, now I suppose it's the centre point of the village, where years ago it used to be Dennis Street used to be the main centre. So along here we've got St John's Church, and that was built in 1878. Very popular for weddings because it really looks the part. And here we got the entrance. C of E Church, St John's the Baptist, Hugglescote Parish Church. Got an impressive tower. They do a lot of bell ringing. Of course, that's lovely for weddings, and I think they practice on a Friday evening. Usually we hear them having a go. So now we can see in the distance some of the new houses that are being built on the edge of Hugglescote. A very popular place to live because it's so good for commuting. Another view of the church tower. Very impressive. Now we go down a little footpath by the side of St John's. St John's Church was built to replace the former St James's Church in Dennis Street. Wasn't big enough, so I had to build another one. Oh, the bell tolls at 2 o'clock. So now we're approaching St John's Close, a new little road with some very nice houses and bungalows. Dennis Street we're approaching is probably the oldest street in Hugglescote and also in the area. It's got some newer houses this end, but if we turn right I think we'll see some older ones. Dennis Street was named after a local farmer, Henry Dennis, who was quite well known because he wrote lots of hymns, and he is buried in the Baptist graveyard on Grange Road. Lovely old houses. This used to be a pub here, and they've converted it into flats with, oh, look at that nice old house over there. Lovely, isn't it? Then we've got the Baptist manse on the left here. And now approaching Old Church Close, which the name is really to point out that the old Baptist church that they had to knock down because it was in a terrible state a few years ago, and they built some nice little houses for people to live in. Lovely spot. We're back at the Crossroads again, and this is another view of the Hugglescote Community Centre, which the playgroup used in the week, and Hugglescote Community Church use it on the Sunday morning. Also right down the end is the old schoolmaster's house from when it was a school originally. But so this is Hugglescote Crossroads, and there's some building work going on over there. So now we're looking at some flats, but that used to be the old doctor's surgery. As we continue down Ashburton Road. It's a lovely sunny afternoon. It said it was going to rain, but it doesn't appear to be going to for the next few hours. On the right we will come across, oh, there's the ice cream van. That's good. So Hugglescote Primary School on the left. Very nice school. Lovely teachers. My grandchildren went there to start their schooling off. That was some years ago now, when I used to walk them to school and see them into their classroom. So it's a very nice school. Safe to film because there's no children around on a Sunday afternoon, so they'll all be back to school tomorrow. So now on the right is Fairfield Road, and up here we've got the gate in, which goes back as I think it's 1774 that was built, and they do a lot there. There's darts matches and dominoes, all sorts of community activities, as well as socialising. So I say, we're in Ashburton Road. So the next thing of interest is on the left, Ashburton Road Recreation Ground. It's quite a big area. Yeah, here we are. It's a big green space, so it's certainly popular with dog walkers and things like that. There's a play area here as well, which is very well used, and a path going down there into some woods, which is all part of the National Forest, because Hugglescote is somewhat right in the middle of the National Forest, and part of that woods down there, which we may look at another day, is sponsored by the Woodland Trust, which obviously is very active in planting and trees in different woodlands over the country, and especially looking after ancient forests and managing them, so they sort of keen on getting rid of the fir trees and planting oak trees and things like this, which are going to be there for hundreds of years. So I think we've got a little path out of the recreation field. There's a nice field over there which they grow crops in. Oh yeah, we've got a little gateway here. So we're going a little further, and oh yeah, another nice view of the field and the woods beyond. So this bend in the road is traditionally called Oak Tree Corner, where years ago there was a 300-year-old oak tree stood in the middle of the road, and that was cut down because of safety reasons in well, I think it was actually the 6th of March 1950. So that was a shame, but times change and you've got to plant something new. So instead of the oak tree, we seem to have got a I think it's a Wi-Fi mast or telephone mast here, which gives very good internet connection, but does annoy some people because it interferes with their telly, but they have given us some special things to plug in the aerial to stop that. And then recently, only a matter of a year ago, the nice little Oak Tree Co-op Community Store was built, and that's a lovely little shop there. So now we'll go back to the crossroads again. Now we're walking down Station Road now from the crossroads. There's quite a few places of interest down here, so we'll see what's a bit further down the road. So down here we've got the Hugglescote Social Club on the left. That's at the end of Dennis Street. So the social club was originally built as a grocer shop, I think, in 1877. So it's quite a large building with a big car park behind, and it's licensed, so it's quite handy. Over the years, the building became known as the Hawley Institute, which was affiliated to the Constitutional Party, and later the Working Men's Club, which was founded in 1915, is now known locally as the Hawley. One event that goes on here is Jacob's Ladder, which is a fresh expression of church. They've got a pioneer minister who organises all sorts of fun, including rock music evenings, quizzes, videos, food and drink. So it's well used for different receptions, etc. After perhaps Christians at the church, they come down here and have a party. So there's lots of music evenings, and it's a good asset for the community. So there's some other interesting buildings on Station Road. Quite some nice houses. One there that's been sold recently and going to be restored. The old Methodist building. And also on the left we've got the Chinese takeaway, which is absolutely brilliant for takeaways. Here we have the what was previously the Methodist chapel, and it's now been restored and made into offices for an engineering consultancy business. They made a very good job of converting the building to their offices. It's got the church hall next door. It says it was built in 1831 and it closed in 2015. So we're going on down Station Road now, and as I said, the Methodist and the Baptist joined together after disposing of their buildings and moved on to greater things with the Oasis Cafe. So now we're coming down to the Milford playing field. That's just down here on the left, and that's got quite a few amenities as well. Actually, it's called the Milford Recreation Ground. So they've got a very nice approach here to a very nice car park, which is handy for all the sports activities that go on here. They play football and basketball, all sorts of things. There's lots of children's swings and things like that. In fact, this car park is where the old Hugglescote corn mill used to be. So that's was demolished in the 1930s, I think. But it's a very nice amenity for Hugglescote and the surrounding area now. Well, we're back at the crossroads again, and now we're going to go up Central Road. This is the road which leads to Colville, and lots of shops there, but we've got some, as we've seen, we've got the Co-op, which is a lovely shop here for the locals. Some more little shops here, but this is interesting because it's a Edward VIII postbox, and there's only 2 of those in Leicestershire. We've got another convenience store here, McCall's. They've actually got the post office and cash machine there, so that's very handy. Stays open quite late. Then next we've got a Barden Sandwich Company, which a lot of guys on the lunchtime go in there for their sandwiches, and in the evenings we often come up here and get fish and chips. So that's another thing we've got here. So the road forks here, and that's Forest Road that goes off to the right, and Central Road continues on its way to Colville. And then we've got some kitchen and bathroom place here now as well. So next of all, we've got a cafe, which is a community cafe next to the beauty shop. The Oasis cafe is run by the Hugglescote Community Church, and they were quite forward thinking really, because both of them sold their buildings, the Baptist in Dennis Street and the Methodists on Station Road, and they met in the primary school for a while, and then moved to the community centre for their main service on a Sunday. And the Oasis Cafe used to be the chemist shop, but that moved to the new doctor's surgery down Grange Road. So they bought that and really made a good job of renovating it, and so that's they're serving the community through the cafe. Well, now we've come to another green, and this is interesting because some years ago, well, it was in 2008, they commissioned a bear to be sculptured, and so this is the result. It's made of Bath limestone and stands on the corner of Central Road. This area is called Bear Island, and there's a legend of centuries ago when a man named Huggle lived here, and at the same time there was brown bears that lived in caves. Well, one day Mr. Huggle was walking along, and this brown bear chased him, and he started to run, but he couldn't outrun the bear. So he took his coat off and threw it at the bear, and he could then run faster, but the bear stopped and started to huggle the man's coat, and so the name of the village became Hugglescote. I've just included a snapshot of some of the history of Hugglescote. If you want to know more, look up Hugglescote and Doddenton Le Heath Heritage Society. I hope you found the video interesting, and you found out a little more about Hugglescote. It's a great place to live. It's very good for commuting, being near to the M42 and M1. So we look forward to seeing you again.